94 Rocks, Jay-Z hanging backstage once again at RockFest. I'm hanging out with Moriah Formica, of course, of Plush. And Moriah, you and I had a chance to talk on the phone about a year and some change ago. And first of all, it's great to meet you in person here. And you just wrapped up your set here at RockFest. First of all, first time I've ever seen you guys play. And I'm not just saying it just to say it, but amazing job for all the ladies. How was it today?
Thank you. Oh, it was amazing. It was honestly, I think it's my personal favorite festival stage that we've played, and you know, the people were so energetic and they just were happy to be here. Yeah, and it was also really cool to have the catwalks. We've never had that before.
Really?
So yeah, so it was so much fun to be able to go out and venture into those. It's such a different feeling. But yeah, and everybody here is so nice. Like, the atmosphere is awesome. Yeah.
I was going to say, I know you're from New York and that, so, you know, some people are nice in New York, but other people maybe not so much. But Midwest has a huge vibe of niceness. Yeah. It also has a huge vibe of loving rock and roll, and you've probably noticed that. Oh,
yeah, absolutely. Anytime we play in the Midwest, it's a completely different vibe as far as rock and just the fans. I mean, they love rock and roll. You know, as you just said, it's awesome. They go so hard.
Let's talk about when the last time you and I chatted back in February of 2022. I believe you guys were just about ready to go out on tour and hang out with Slash a little bit. You got to let me know how that was and having that kind of experience.
Oh my gosh, touring with Slash was amazing. He's a legend. I mean, he's incredible. He's just so chill and cool and humble and like genuine. He's just such a genuine guy. And the same with Miles Kennedy and you know, Todd Kearns and Brent and like all the guys in the, you know, the Conspirators. They're just all really amazing guys. And it was really fun to tour with them, and they're just so supportive and so welcoming. Yeah.
How huge was it for being on a tour like that to really grow your popularity? I know you had already starting to kind of get big with Hate and that, which was a very one of your best songs on rock radio and that. But really, how did that kind of get you to that next step now where you're at today?
Yeah, it was a big thing for us to do the tour with Slash, because we did, or at least it seemed like we picked up a lot of fans from, we had a lot of people actually today too coming up and being like, hey, you know, we saw you play with Slash and the Conspirators, and we just, you know, we came out to see you guys again. And so that was, it's a lot of people have said that they saw us play first on the Slash tour. So I think that that's a very telling sign that it was a very good thing for us. And, you know, we picked up a lot of fans from there, I think.
You've picked up a lot of fans in central Minnesota. That's where our station is, and on rock radio. Let me get your take on rock radio a little bit and that. Obviously, it's something to help you guys out, and it seems like you guys have embraced it and taken it to what you need to do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We love rock radio. I mean, I think that it's anything that is, you know, coming out that can be pushed, that's rock. I mean, honestly, just because rock, obviously it's not a secret, like rock has been struggling, you know, for a while, and I think there's a lot of it coming back, you know, in a lot of different ways. You know, that kind of old school vibe is becoming popular again amongst, you know, like our generation and stuff like that. So it's really awesome to watch, and I think that rock radio plays a big part in that, and I hope that helps rock radio, you know, and we're just so grateful to have a few singles that have, you know, done mildly well on rock radio. So,
well, the one thing is we need artists like you, up and coming artists, and that to really kind of push rock radio, and even programs like myself to say, hey, we need to give these bands an opportunity, not just the big name bands and that. Exactly. And so I'm hoping that continues in that. And going off of that question, obviously we've talked about Slash, Miles Kennedy, a lot of the people that you've had a chance to be with. And I know I asked this question before about a year and a half ago, but I'm going to ask you it again. Has there been somebody in the industry that's really started to help you guys out, kind of mold yourself a little bit?
I'm trying to think. There's so many people that are just have been so kind and supportive, and they don't have to at all, you know. So I'm trying to think. Off the top of my head, I mean, just the bands that we've toured with, like the Alice in Chains guys, the Bush guys, the Evanescence and Hailstorm. I mean, they all have been just so supportive and have really given us great bits of advice, especially because the Hailstorm and Evanescence one being our first kind of big real tour. And they gave us a lot of really awesome advice there and a lot of stuff to help build our confidence on that tour and, really kind of took us under their wing. So we are so grateful for that.
Yeah, it's not, and trust me, I mean, obviously I'm not on your side, but I do know the industry, and it can be rough. It's not it's not all just glamorous, and the also thing is there's a lot of shadiness that goes on too. So you obviously, you probably had your share, and you got to get there and to try to fight it, but you guys are doing a great job with that so far, and that's awesome to see. Got to talk about today's performance. Obviously, on The Voice, you played a Heart song, which got you on the airs. But today you played Barracuda, and then also you played some Kiss too. And I know your roots back as we were talking with your family as growing up in the '80s and that, and even the '70s and that too. Unbelievable vocals on it. But let's talk about. Do you enjoy singing those old songs?
Oh, absolutely! I love it. It's something, and it's really cool and fun also to put our little twist on it. Like we like to. I mean, obviously we love that, the classic stuff, but we love to kind of heavy it up a little bit more. Not too much, but we like to just have our own little, add our own little crunch and whatever else, put our own little twist on it. And it's just a blast. And it's really fun to see because, everybody loves, Kiss and Heart, at least for the most part, So it's always, kind of a turning point too during our set, and it's just so much fun. Always so much fun.
I think you talked to me before about the Heart. They heard about you and all that kind of stuff and had some comments about that. I'm curious about Kiss. Have they said anything about when you've sang that song at all or not, or any of the songs from them?
I'm not sure if they've seen our cover of Heaven's on Fire, but I do know that Gene Simmons tweeted about us one time, a video of us, and he said, I think it was something along the lines of like something about the next generation of rock, but man, for him to say, and that was before we went on the Kiss cruise, but for him to say something like that was, because Gene Simmons, he's a very, he's out there. He's a very opinionated guy. He's straight up. He'll say this, you know what I mean? He's a smart guy. He's a business guy, and he's infamous for saying, rock is dead, rock is done. So to have him say that was a huge honor and a very encouraging thing.
Let's talk about the future of this band, I guess. Where do you see this band in 5 years? Where do you want to be? I guess what's the next step for Plush?
Honestly, obviously it'd be awesome to play headline, hopefully way more headline gigs, hopefully headline big stages, but that's always an amazing thing to be able to do. But honestly, the goal is just to keep on pushing our music out there and just hoping that we can make a living off of what we love, and hope that people connect with our music. And we hope to touch other people's lives, inspire people, specifically young kids. We've seen a lot of young kids who just they love rock, and it's so refreshing and amazing to see, and we just did a tour with The Warning. Yes. We just got off of a tour with them, and they and they're awesome. They're amazing, and it was just crazy to see the amount of kids that were there. Little kids that just love it, and they have they're holding up their rock signs, and they have their little headphones, and they love getting pics. Like it's just amazing, seeing the light in these young kids' eyes when they see, they listen to rock music and they see kids honestly not too far from their age. I mean, up there with guitars and whatever. So that's what I hope the future is for Plush. That's
awesome. That is awesome. Hey, let's talk about Left Behind. Obviously, your latest single right now on the radio. I know it's been out for a while, so I'm sure there's going to be a new push for a new song coming up here eventually. In that, do we know what that's going to be? Are we not allowed to say that yet, or what's kind of happening here in the future for Plush? I guess.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to say it right now, that's but right. We do have new. Hey, I appreciate it, but we do have new music coming out. There will be new music coming out, new singles and stuff like that. And there is an album being worked on too. Nice. We're aiming to have it out by like early 2024. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're in the process of writing stuff for that right now.
Great. Hey, last thing I always say, do want to give the platform to you if there's anything you want to say to our listeners out there, and also how they can get more information about Plush and your music.
Yeah. I guess I would just say thank you, if you guys have supported us and listened, and thank you for just for all of that. And if you guys are interested, we are available on social media. We're Plush Rocks on Instagram and Twitter, Plush Official on Facebook, and we also have a website called plushrocks.net. And I hope everybody just stays safe and healthy,
Awesome.
God bless.
I appreciate it so much, Moriah. And it was great to finally meet you in person, sit down and chat with you a little bit.
Yeah,
I wish the
likewise.
best success for Plush,
me.
and we'll hope to see you sometime soon down the road. Maybe we'll talk before a year and a half again. Sound good?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time and for having me and stuff like that.
Awesome. Once again, backstage here at 94 Rocks and RockFest. And yes, that's right. You just heard the lead singer of the band Plush. That is Moriah Formica.